your return to your former club. How have you prepared for it? What are your feelings?
Yeah, from professional side, this is another game, another opportunity for us to pick up 3 points. I think for our goals this season, every game is extremely important, and I think that we started off on the right foot against NYCFC at home. But again, I think we want to tap into the strong road form that we had last year, and so that starts on Saturday in a very difficult place to play. Personally, I'm really excited about it. Just excited to be back in front of my friends and family and back playing against a club that did so much for me. And I'm really grateful for my time in New York. And so it's going to be fun to be back, sharing that experience with guys like Dax and Alex, and then being able to see everyone at the club that's really helped me get to where I am today. So it's going to be a great experience, and I hope that we can get the 3 points.
Thank you, Sean.
This one for me.
Go ahead,
what do you expect from there's a bit of a carryover, but I know that every year is different. What do you expect from seeing guys for the first time, and what do you expect from the crowd? Yeah,
well, fortunately, in preseason we were able to play Red Bull, and so it was great seeing those guys after a year where we weren't able to play them. So great getting into that routine again. But as far as being back at the stadium with the fans, again, I think that they were great for me, my entire time there. And I only have amazing memories at that club. And so, like I said in my interview when I first arrived here, this was the right step for me, but I couldn't have been here without Red Bull and those experiences. And so we ended on great terms, and I wish them nothing but the best. And I think that they've proven under Gerhard, he's been a great coach. He's one of the great coaches in this league, and they've improved every single year with him. So I expect this year to be no different. They're a top contender in the East, and I know that they have big goals as well.
Bob, any questions? No.
How much confidence did that win last week give you going into this one?
Yeah, I think there were a lot of positive takeaways. I think we were able to see a lot of things that we stressed in preseason, and to see it all come together was awesome. Of course, there's things that we can improve upon, like our second half, where we can be a little more dominant. But I think overall it was a really strong performance. And again, for us to reach the goals that we've set for each other, our standards at this club, we need to bring that week in, week out. And so it's a great first step, but there's a long way to go. It's a long season. And so we have to be able to replicate that performance week in, week out, at home, on the road. And so it's on us to bring that same energy again.
We are going to transition to the Zoom. Team, go ahead.
Yeah, is it weird? It feels like it's weird to me to play a team so early in the season that you played in preseason, and does that kind of change the way you approach this game because you just saw them so recently?
Yeah, I think they got the better of us in preseason, in terms of the result, and so I think it was actually good for us to experience that intensity that they bring, experience that style. So again, maybe I'm looking at the glass half full, but I think it was worthwhile for us to get a run out against them, and it's a chance for us to get a result this time. Again, it's not going to be easy, but I think it is fresh in our minds about their energy, about their intensity, the way that they approach the game. It's so unique, and so it's going to be challenging, especially at Red Bull Arena, but I do think it was beneficial for us to see them early on in preseason and be able to play against them again.
Tim, any other questions?
And you mentioned...
Yeah,
I got one more. You mentioned Gerhard there. I think you played 1 year under him when he came in. Is that right? So, obviously, what Red Bull does generally is known throughout the league. What did you see that was different in what he did than what, say, Jesse before him did?
Yeah. So I was fortunate to play under a number of great coaches there: Jesse, Chris Armas, and Bradley Carnell, who's now at St. Louis, and and then actually Gerhard came. For his first game was a playoff game against Columbus, so that's pretty interesting. But I think that he did a great job of bringing the group together. The group got younger, and he was able to get everyone to pull in the same direction. He's a great manager. Aside from the tactics that he has, he's just great at connecting with guys, and that was super beneficial for me that year. And so he came into my career at a really important time, and help get the best out of me, and like I said, I don't think I would be here without his guidance, without his support, and so I'm really grateful to have played under him. I do think he's a great coach in our league, and like I said, every year that they've been able to improve, and they bring it every single game despite having a young team.
Then go ahead.
Yeah, Sean, obviously New York City FC and Red Bulls are pretty much as far on opposite sides of the spectrum as you can get in terms of play style. what's that transition like, switching from prepping for NYCFC to Red Bulls, and how has that been in training this week?
Yeah, we have to turn the page quickly because I think you're spot on. They are two different teams with two totally different approaches, and so it was good to get momentum in that first game, but I think that the understanding is that this game will be a completely different beast, you know, a different style of play, away obviously, a difficult place to play, difficult environment, and so we have to be ready for their intensity from minute one, and that's not always easy to replicate just because of that intensity that they bring is so different from anything you'll face in the league. And they're a top team. You know, they had a strong year last year. They can hurt you in a number of different ways. They have a lot of strong attackers, and they brought in some big pieces as well. So it's important for us to be ready from the opening whistle. That's really the best way to prepare against a group like this, and use our energy to kind of combat theirs and have a strong start. I think that's key to getting a result.
And then last one for me, going up against your former teammates, do you go at it with them at all in the week? Do you trash talk at all, or do you try to save it for the field on Saturday?
No, you know, I haven't spoken to any of them since preseason. I was able to have great conversations with them, you know, after our preseason game, and you know that was a lot of fun for me because I do have a strong connection with those guys, being the captain there. And that year that we went through was definitely difficult at times, but we had a strong finish to the year, which is something that I'll always remember. And so it is a group that I was close with. I'll continue to be close with, but I think we all know that this is a business, and it's all about turning the page and being able to bring it for 90 minutes. And so that's how I'm approaching this. I know that's how they're approaching this, and once we cross the line, it's all about 3 points.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you.